Hey everybody, NW Order for Life here to review Parasyte The Maxim episode 7. Um, Shinichi is meeting up with, or actually in last episode he was running towards what Migi thought was a parasite, and it is a parasite, but it's a parasite on a new character. I forget his name, but he has this parasite fused with his chin, so he, like Shinichi, has his human brain. And we get the backstory of it is his wife left him and he was going to commit suicide, but he couldn't do it. And then the parasite came out of the alien, you know, pollen-like thing that was on the ground while he was sitting on the cliff, and it jumped into his throat, obviously intending to go to his brain. In his shock, he fell back and fell into the water. And once he fell into the water, he was dying, I guess from lack of oxygen or whatever. And so the parasite sensed that he was dying and it couldn't get to his brain, and it merged with his throat and mouth so that it could like extend itself all the way to the surface and get him oxygen, keep him alive. And just like how Migi was, cut off from um, cut off by Shinichi using the wire to stop blood flow. This guy's blood flow was stopped, and it was forced to, just stay in his throat and mouth area, like all over here. And yeah, so he's the only other guy that is just like Shinichi with the human brain. And this parasite was learned how to do everything from watching TV. So you can see the vast differences between Migi's speech, who talks refined and intellectual, and this parasite is just kind of like he's comedy in a way. Like he has like a lot more of a personality in terms of like being funny and whatnot. But it's just like he's kind of like just emulating what he saw on TV. But it's just interesting how they gave the two different parasites different dynamics. And Migi is he falls asleep again when this new group, this new duo, decide to help Shinichi, find the killer that killed his mom, the killer parasite. But Migi falls asleep or whatever, and before he does, he makes Shinichi's hand like a blade, and the killer parasite finds um, the guy with the new parasite in the mouth chin, and they fight it out, or he actually gets like cornered on a cliff. It kind of looks like the same one in the flashback, but they're fighting it out on this cliff, and she lands a hit like what looks to be like towards the heart. Yeah, she's aiming for the heart, so she lands a hit on the heart, and like you see the blood everywhere, and he falls off this small cliff, falls behind the cliff, and then Shinichi walks there, and Shinichi is fighting really great. Like he's moving fast. I mean, Migi said before in the episode that Shinichi was running at an Olympic level in the last episode when he ran and leaped over the sea with all like Olympic level things. And actually, Migi actually tells him that Migi shows him like clones. He creates clone after clone after clone after clone after clone, and shows Shinichi that each clone gets like dumber as they're made, and it's hard to to be independent. So what he does is he gives them a single command, and the single command that resides in every clone is become one again. And when he issues this command, they all understand and they all come back. But what he had to do was he had to make a clone of himself on Shinichi's heart, uh, or rather a clone to help him, like help Shinichi's heart, and like do whatever. So I imagine 70% of him was working on covering the hole on Shinichi, or and 30% was working on the heart, or vice versa, whatever it was. Migi says that he underestimated how strong Shinichi's heart was, or something to that effect, and the clone got split into several pieces and basically was scattered throughout, you know, his bloodstream. So I guess Shinichi's real heart like pumped all the clones in different, like if you know how the heart works, you know that the heart pumps blood to all parts of the body. So I assuming that the clones of Migi all got broken down and pumped into all different parts of his body, which explains why he runs faster. It explains why he's got better sight. He was able to see in this episode all the movements of the mom. You know, how he has better hearing. Every part of his body that gets blood has Migi inside of it now, like parts of Migi. But Migi says that these clones are not sentient, they're not activated or whatever, they're just pieces of flesh that are all in his body. And Shinichi gets, you know, kind of freaked out by it. And then we also see like you know, mentioning that like aliens don't, these parasites don't cry. And again, Shinichi thinking about all these times where he's wanted to cry, but he can't cry. So he's really questioning himself again if he's human or not, and you know, getting upset about it. Even X, the girl, you know, that he met in the airport or whatever, the airplane that he's staying with. I'm so bad with names, but he asks her, you know, if he looks like a human to her and stuff like that. So like really good stuff in this episode. And getting back to the fight, Shinichi is seeing everything, weaving back and forth. He's jumping over, you know, and like has all this agility, and the mom parasite is like, this is impossible. No humans can be this fast. No humans can be this agile. And Shinichi does a good job like hacking and slashing. He gets the torso. He gets the tendrils. He cuts off some of them, and the mom parasite's body falls down. He's about ready to get the kill, and then he sees the burn mark, and it reminds him of his mom. And then he barely dodges attack to his forehead, like from the tendril, and he gets a little cut. And then, surprise, the guy and the other parasite are okay. They didn't die, and they cut the alien. They cut the mom parasite from behind, cutting the parasite off the head and then chopping it into pieces in midair. And the you know, the chin parasite says that, and he wants to be called Parasite too. He doesn't have a name, so he says that he saw the pattern of the female parasite attacking, and that she was going for the heart, so he relocated the organs. So he basically took this guy's heart and moved it somewhere else. So wow, you know, parasites can actually move body organs around. That's pretty insane. You know, without actually hurting or killing their you know, vessels or whatever. So that's interesting. But yeah, so that was the episode. Shinichi made a friend, two friends if you count his parasite, and you know, the mom has finally been put to rest. She fell into the sea, and it was really nice. And the girl said goodbye to Shinichi as he left that place in Japan. He went back to his home, and he sees Murano at the end, and also the gangster girl. I don't know if her name was Kana. I think her name was Kana. I'm gonna call her Kana. She was she sensed him. So she sensed him, but Murano was way in front of her, and Murano sensed him too, even though it's not the, like, she sensed him with like alien sense, but you can clearly see that Murano felt like with her heart that he was there. So that was really a nice touch. I know this is not the heart, this is the heart. That was really a nice touch though. And she runs up to him, and he like looks back, and he's just like, hey, what's up? And he's totally different. If you watch episode 1, how nerdy he is, how timid, how like a high school kid he is, like, you know, just like a kid barely understanding the world. And now this Shinichi that looks back at her looks like a man. He's, you know, got a stoic expression on his face, but like his eyes, like, you know, tell the story that like he's seen crap, and you know, like he's just totally different. Like the first Shinichi looked like, you know, oh, maybe he's a nice guy. This Shinichi looks like, oh, this is probably going to be the man I spend the rest of my life with. You know, like it's just a total different atmosphere from what he was to what he is now, and it's really been well developed in the anime, and I really like it. So yeah, that's my review. The episode had a lot of action in it. It had a good backstory, new character, and a lot of resolution between all the characters and growth for Shinichi, and yeah, so fantastic. Giving it a 9 out of 10. Definitely recommend watching it. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to rate it and let me know in the comments below what you thought about the episode or anything else in it. And please subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future on Parasyte The Maxim and other anime. So thanks and have a good day.